staring at me, like hardcore staring me down. I tried to ignore him, but of course I reached back to put my seatbelt back and try to get my door to close all the way. It doesn't exactly want to close when there's a seatbelt in it. And of course I look back and the dude is still mad mugging me. So I waved at him, so, try to be friendly. And of course the guy gave me that look like I just spat in his Cheerios. Now I'm wondering why this cop is stopped here, because it doesn't look like he pulled anybody over. This is, of course, the sheriff's department. They're one of the three anti-homeless militant situations that are recently demilitarized. So they're feeling extremely demasculated and they're needing somebody to take it out on. I wonder if they're trying to wait on somebody at the border, possibly. Tough to tell, right? So I'm charging up my phone a little bit, and they're sitting there looking stupid. No real crimes to worry about. Of course, they got homeless people they can pick on, though, because y'all don't like seeing them. You also get to see, like I told you, it's the Hispanic folk in this community who are doing the most, who are being the most helpful, treating me the most like a human being, not making excuses to look the other way. And like I said, and like that gentleman earlier were pointing out, not everybody who is Hispanic is like that. Not everybody who's Native is like that. Not everybody who's white is an asshole. There's a difference between using it as a descriptive and using it as a racial slur. Now, when he said Mexican, he did specify he did know them, and they are specifically from Mexico, and that it was the descriptive that he was explaining. He wasn't trying to be racist. And as we've seen recently, if you're robbed, like the situation with Ventus, right? Ventus was told that there was a Ukrainian guy who was committing some crimes in his area. And of course, this is a white Ukrainian. Obviously, that's not going to be Ventus. Ventus is a pretty dark black man. He's not super light skinned like Todd Ryan Case is. So, of course, when the cops came and broke into his house and assaulted him in his house, doing the same thing that they did to me, you'd think that there would be an outcry like there was with Sammy Leon Lawrence IV, and there wasn't. That doesn't detract from the fact that, well, even though Ventus and I are not friends any longer, the fact is he was still a victim, and I'm not going to pretend that he wasn't. Now, it's strange that the border is right there, and that right there is the only other street between here and the border. I wonder what it is that they needed. They haven't come back this way, obviously. Anyway, I suppose I should probably get out and try panhandling. I got a plastic bag here. As soon as I can find my pen, I'll write something on it. We can get started. Trying to make a few bucks. That is not the button I meant to press. And of course, we got a 3% charge on one of my batteries, and the other one is a bleeping red dot. So my phone's starting to overheat. But of course, when you speak out about police, you do have to make sure that you're on guard at all points in time. If they catch you without your camera on, that's when you're going to get the beating. That's when they're going to shoot you. That's when they're going to say they didn't do nothing wrong and that you were mentally ill and they were just afraid of you, and so it's okay. It's tough to do right now with so many watchdogs. People are sick of being abused. It's the people at the bottom who are keeping all of you safe from the police. It's the people at the bottom who are the victim pool. Anyway, I guess I better turn this off and do something about the situation. And actually, I probably shouldn't turn this off. What we'll do is we'll turn off the vehicle. We'll take the external batteries that I got with us. That way we can plug in while we try to make $1 or $2. What is it we need in specific? Right now we mostly need gas. So what are we going to write? We're going to write the word gas. Sometimes people are super nice and they'll fill up your tank. I've never had that happen. Not on one of my vehicles anyway. But I've had other people do it in front of me for somebody else. And you know what, even if it's only a couple of bucks worth of gas, like you guys got to see, that's what keeps me from having a panic attack. That's what keeps me from freaking out, being as I've been separated from my loved ones for so long. That I've been separated from the people who kept me safe. My old brother, he might be one of the world's biggest assholes, but he's my brother, and the fact that he existed in Boulder, Colorado, helped prevent me from being harmed. For that, I am ever so grateful. One thing that I am not so grateful right now for is the fact that I cannot find my Sharpie, and I can't write the word gas. Well, I can in pencil, but it's on brown paper. People won't be able to read it. It'll basically just be me holding the equivalent of an empty sign as far as they're concerned, and that just seems a little bit nuts to a lot of people. And of course, we want to try to detract from that line of thinking. Of course, the fact that I still have foot juice in here. This stuff, alright, don't drink it. It tastes like feed. It's gross. It's really gross. Don't drink it. The fact that I still have the bottle in my vehicle, well, that, I suppose, could probably be used as grounds to pretend like I'm nuts, because who the hell would drink that crap? Alright. Well, I guess we better try to do it with that pencil then. And it's pretty close to sundown. The store that I wanted to go to, be thankful to them folks at the Astro, they close at 8, so if I'm able to make enough money to go get some gas over there, that's what I'd prefer to do. If I'm not able to, then I gotta get it here, and I don't mind that either, because the folks here are nice. Although the really big feller who was working here when I first got here, he doesn't work here anymore. I guess there was an issue. I don't know if he's the homeless guy that the other fella was talking about, but that guy was pretty cool. And he doesn't work here anymore. There's also a guy, he got a real dry, nerdy sense of humor. Had a ponytail, and he was pretty cool. He quit here too. And then the blonde-haired lady, she's not blonde anymore, and she's really cool too. She was really nice with the cookies one day, and I one day, but not while I'm here, because I don't want you guys thinking I'm getting special treatment. I didn't get special treatment. I just got the offer of it. And I don't mean in any illicit sort of way either. She's also not the mean lady that the other guy was talking about. She's got a really bad attitude, and she works only on evenings, I guess. That's the only time I've seen her is, midday to the evening. Alright. Gas. What do we need? We need gas. Do we actually need gas? Yes, we do need gas. That's not necessarily a we thing. You guys might not need gas. You guys might have actually gotten to have a full meal at Taco Bell. If that's the case, I envy you and your gas. We got 5% charge on this external battery. And we can put that in our pocket. We got another couple of external batteries up here. We also got a couple of phones full of evidence. So, yeah. We got a pretty full regimen of crap here, don't we? Fuck it, that one battery ought to be good enough for now. Ah, here's the other two. Very good. I'm going to turn off the vehicle. And plug this into our external battery, and we'll try to get some gas money. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for being parked here and panhandling here. We'll see. I'm gonna wait for the traffic to die down a little bit more before I bother with trying to cross, because every time I think traffic has died down again, it starts up. I guess they're probably letting people through 10 or 20 at a time at the pool. Not for certain. Alright, that was bright. I don't mean bright as in sunshiny. I mean that was really not that intelligent of me. It just made me sarcastic. That gentleman with the dogs is gone. He did leave a McDonald's drink here for us. Welcome to Hood River, folks. This is where I live. Better mood than I really am, of course. Try to put a smile on even though everything hurts. I was able to get some liquids in me today, so that's a good thing. Had me some jalapenos, those are pretty good things. There's a blonde-haired lady who just waved at me. That is nice to see. Nice to feel that somebody might actually care. There's the fact that I'm talking to my phone right now makes me look like I'm a nut job. Talking to myself like a nut job. Maybe I'll save the talking to my phone for times like right now when there's no traffic actually on this side of the road. Best Western flag. Best Western Plus, I guess. Not that anybody would mess with my vehicle. It's a piece of crap. You'd be surprised. I've gotten up to my vehicle and seen police officers rooting around in it. I got up there one day, not here of course, but I got to my car one day and I had my black Honda. There was a fireman going through my car. Obviously, that's not standard procedure and it's not a common thing, but it does happen. More likely that other people will go through it. Homeless people or poor kids who want to show off with their friends. Anyway, just acknowledge our existence. Aren't we having fun? course, people are nice here, like I said. Rare that they yell profanity out the window, but when they do, it's not very nice. You guys see the millions of dollars I'm making right now, right? Isn't that the rumor? We make $1 million an hour doing this. We all drive around in sports cars. We're all drop tops. They're all convertibles. Isn't that the rumor? Just so you know, a lot of these campers that are driving by, they're not just camping, they live in those things. A lot of people have been forced into that. Made a penny. I've gotten a few smiles. A few people have acknowledged my existence, and a couple of people have played that. About that time. Traffic here from here on in. This is actually kind of what I was waiting on, because usually about this time of the day you're not going to make much money out here on this part. You might be able to make, 10 or 15 bucks at Walmart though at the end of the day like this. So that's what I'm gonna go try to do. I could really use it with the issues that I'm having with not having an address. It kind of makes it difficult, and it kind of, well, just like even before Natalie was killed, I've been trying to get a GoFundMe going. Two other people, I guess 3 people started GoFundMes for me. Candace Bondurant and Cara Rogers and one other lady. But I didn't get a single penny from any of them. I'm gonna run around and try to see if there's any tobaccos long enough in the ashtray to smoke, of course. And I'll be ready to go. I got 25, 30, 31 cents in my pocket. So that's a good start. So far, we've not had to deal with a whole lot of BS today. We were able to get the words of a couple other folks. Hopefully the situation with Dean this morning, there's a positive workaround on that situation that doesn't involve them being douchebags and playing stupid. We'll see. That all depends on, really, whether or not you guys care. All right. Well, I was able to find a few real short tobacco sticks, so we'll call that good. Oh, that mean lady with the little blonde girl. Obviously, I can't video them, but that Hispanic lady that me and that homeless gentleman were talking about earlier today, the one who's mean and rude and all that, well, that white lady back there and that little girl were extremely rude yesterday to the Hispanic woman. Also, I noticed that the marijuana thing that was in that ended up right there by this morning. And it looks to me like it's actually over here, so we'll see if it is. If it is, we'll pick it up and put it in the real garbage can because, well, that makes potheads look bad. Looks to me Yep, it's a marijuana container. I don't know if it's the same one from earlier. I don't think it is because it's got a different name and a different label on it. But of course, we're gonna take it over and throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the actual garbage so that it doesn't get picked up. The wind doesn't blow it all over the parking lot. All right, so we got that covered. I was picking up the Starbucks parking lot for a while, but well, not a lot of it. They had a guy who was coming through and cleaning it. He's from there's an agency that helps developmentally disabled people to get work, and one of them is a guy who cleans up the parking lot. He was an older guy though, and as dirty as it is, it looks like he hasn't been here in a week or two. So hopefully he's all right. Let's see. Well, that external battery is dead. So plug this in here. Looks to be reasonably safe to drive. There is a small influx of traffic right now at this very moment, but I'm sure by the time we get this stuff all set up so that it stays recording and maintains recording, it ought to be about over. Let's see, what's this one plugged into? 1.0 amp. Try to plug that into this one. All right, now we have a bunch of stuff plugged in and ready to charge. We'll waste a little bit of gas making sure that we get a little charge before we get started, of course. And then I gotta move my foot juice because it's sitting right on top of my emergency brake. The kombucha foot stuff. Ugh. You like the taste of heat? Try GT's Synergy Raw Kombucha. Blah, tastes like athlete's foot. PU, naturally polluted H2O. I try to be serious on my YouTube channel. In real life, I try to be more positive, more upbeat. Try to not overburden people with my personal issues. Of course, a lot of these issues are not personal issues. They're issues we all need to worry about. When it comes to civil and human rights, we all need to worry about them. When it comes to constitutional rights and the Bill of Rights, we all need to pay attention to them. A violation against one citizen is a violation against us all. And if it is from our government officials, or, well, those in positions of power, the word for it is actually treason. So these treasonous wretches, whether they want to pretend like they're fighting for our rights or not, it's still treason. The way they're treating us, the way they're playing it off to you, the American people, and of course to the foreign press. We got to make ourselves out to still be this big-bellied badass that we were in 1989 that defeated the evil Soviet Union. Ooh. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics is our enemy, yes, no? But now we're just blustering idiots pretending like we got all sorts of really cool stuff. Well, very cool. Very cool. You can do the same things the Russians can do. Go pick on third world countries and pretend you're a badass. Congratulations. Thank goodness there are a lot of Americans wisening up and standing up and stepping up. Unfortunately, historically, we know what happens to those people. They're disarmed and then silenced. Before you can silence them, you have to destroy their name. Call them crazy. Pretend that they're stalkers. Pretend that they're druggies. Pretend that they're turning down your help. Pretending that they have access to things that they don't. God bless America and all that, right? Also, if all else fails there at the Walmart, I still have $2.12 on my food stamp card, and although I can't use that here, at least I can use it there. Although I don't really feel like getting any food, and that $2.12 will likely go to liquids. I'll drink the foot stuff if it's a matter of survival, by the way. But I'll drink the water in Hood River that people tell me will make me sick first. Between the water, which tastes a little bit funky, and that stuff that tastes like sucking on someone's old sock. I could handle a little bit of funky. About halfway done with my cancer stick. By the way, you guys are great conversationalists. Thank you for joining me. If you got anything to type, I know a lot of times when people are typing stuff at the bottom, I don't even see it. And if I don't see it, I do apologize. Not trying to ignore you, just all up in my own feels. That'll get caught in my shifter. Alright, we got 3 cars there. As soon as they pass, there they go. Alright, they're passed. You can't exactly go out that exit if it's blocked off by vehicles. So you just wait for a green light to pull out. Since right now is a green light, those people pulled out, and as a result I can pull out. My back of my vehicle is too full to see the rear view mirror. Thank goodness I bought 2 of those little dome mirrors and put them as outriggers, of course, because my emergency breakdown. Because that allows me a larger field of vision and helps to compensate for not being able to see out the rear view mirror. Which I want to adjust just in case. Alright. And it's dark enough now, it's probably a good time to turn on the lights. So I'm trying to pay attention to what I should be doing. Oh, now I gotta wait for some cars to move. Yes, this nice lady here, Hispanic lady. Imagine that. She allowed me some space and allowed me some very much, and very good news for the nice lady. It's very kind of her, yes, no? Just time for another red light. It's my favorite part of traffic. How about yours? Yesterday it was really bad. It was pretty hot, and I was overheating just coming from the park and ride down to the marina. It's less than half a mile, so I mean it's quite a bit. No, too much of an incline. Sometimes I get it up fast enough. Sometimes I don't. Right now it's right on the line, 1 grand, or 1,000 revolutions per minute, and that's a little bit low. It should be around 11 or 1,200 for me to change, but it's tough because I'm having to shift going uphill, and I either over rev, which makes it really super loud, or we'll see here. Now I'm at 1,100. It's going more smoothly. Taking a ride into town. Oh, there's a lady having difficulties with her vehicle, and there's a Hispanic feller pulled over to help her. That's over at Grace Sue's Chinese restaurant there. The reason I say looks to be Hispanic when it comes to men, most of the Native American men that I know do not have that much facial hair. A lot of Hispanic folk I know do have quite a bit of facial hair. That doesn't mean that I'm right. Just want to make sure I put that out there. Now we're going by the Astro, and they will be closing at 8 o'clock. I'm not sure what time it is now, but I do not believe we're going to get back from Walmart in time to talk to folks that work there. Looks like Deanna's working. She's probably my favorite person there. She's a really sweet lady. She wants to look out for the community. She doesn't like meanness. She doesn't like cruelty. Oh, and she sees me like a human being, which is really cool. Talks to me like I'm a human being, which is really cool too. Also, when I'm making a video, she understands what I'm doing. She's aware of what I'm doing here and why. I've filled her in on as much as I can because I don't want her to be friendly with me and then find out something about me that she didn't know. And then just assume I'm trying to keep secrets from her and I'm some sort of, well, horrible monster who would do shit like that. I shoot people straight whether they want to listen or not. Alright, let's upshift. No, didn't quite have it, did we? Like I said, I'm a crappy driver. Right now the transmission is going out. It doesn't want to do much in first gear, so I gotta try to start it in the second one or all possible. Earlier when I grunted, that's because I had to really shove it in first. What street's this? We just turned on 9th Street to Oak, and then we're gonna take a left on Oak, and that'll take us to Walmart. Those of you who got to see the inside of that really cool tree the other day on my walking route, as that goes. We're on a flataway enough that we can upshift at 1100. So we actually made it that time. Some of the larger inclines, so it's just really tough to make. I have checked my transmission fluid. There's plenty of transmission fluid in it, and there's no shiny silver, nothing in it to indicate that there's any metal. I just swerved out of the way of something that almost looked like possibly an animal on the road. I think it was just a napkin. And just making sure I record everything as we go along, because you never know when someone's going to stop and give you problems and you're not recording when they do. It makes it their work versus yours, and that historically has not gone well for me or really anybody else who's homeless. Of course, recording it doesn't necessarily get anything done either, because people don't really seem to give a shit about the homeless. Wow, that is smoking like a motherfucker. I'm gonna show you the little chimney thing off to the right hand side. It's a barbecue place, so it might be like a, I don't know if you've ever had pulled pork, but that looks like what they're doing up there, making some pulled pork sandwiches. We do not have enough for that, obviously, and they're probably not going to make us a pulled pork sandwich for $2.12 on a food stamp card. We will have, however, go into Walmart. What I'd actually like to do, I'd like to get a white piece of that poster board. I think they're like 89 cents here or something. And I'd like to say thank you to all the Hispanic folks in the area, and thank them for their contribution to humanity and for treating me like a person when a lot of other people didn't. And a lot of other people haven't. So I guess I'll go ahead and end this video after I grab something to munch. Make sure I got my lights off and all that. Alright. I'll go in and see if there's anything we can drink for $2.12. There should be, of course. We'll try to get some fluids. Probably more likely to try to get some juice than anything else. If we can't afford juice, we'll just get some soda pop. Although I'll probably check the juice aisle first. When I see metal objects in the road that could potentially go through somebody's tire, it does occur to me that that tire might potentially be mine. So I just picked up something metal that could go through a tire. I'm at the ATM. I'm going to see if I have enough. Well, no, I got 44 cents on my card. We know that. That's on my Nebraska Direct Express card. It's got 44 cents. That's the one if I was to get something like one of those poster boards to write on. That's the card that I would use. But with only 44 cents, that's not going to work. Now it's $2.12 on my food stamp card. I should be able to, let's see, $4.99, $2.68, $2.88, $2.68. Yeah, we can't afford that. $2.58, $1.60. Oh, that's Dark Roast coffee. Let's see. We don't want coffee. We want juice. We want to be hydrated, not dehydrated.
Jesus on.
GV Apple, 64 ounce, $1.52. GV Apple, 96 ounce, $2.18. All right, we'll go with the 96 ounces. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Also, those of you who expect me to be screaming and shouting and hooting and hollering and carrying on, well, that's not how I am in real life. I know how to behave myself. Behaving myself doesn't get me hurt, though. Let's see. Over there.
I have to see if you first to recognize it's you.
Is it boring here without me?
Yeah?
It is horrible.
I thought you were working today.
No, I work tomorrow though, and Thursday.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, it's 2:12. Alright, so apparently I gotta put in the change I got in my pocket and try it again.
Hi, friend. How are ya?
Now we'll try the Nebraska EBT. Cancel. Cancel. Now, of course, there's just another one of those issues that I have.
Hello.
Now, there was only 212 left on my ABT. It was 218, so I put 25 cents in there.
Okay, because she's gonna return.
Yep.
So let's try it. Because the EBT didn't go through.
Yes, ma'am. And then if I put the 25 cents
No,
in
so
first,
we'll
I'll have enough.
we'll do the EBT first, and then you'll put the.
Well, there's only $2.12 on the EBT, and the juice is $2.18.
Go ahead, swipe.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought you said yes, ma'am. So go ahead, if you like it. And then. So now put the pot, okay?
Thank you.
And then it will work.
Hmm?
And it will work.
Ma'am.
And it will work. Yeah?
It absolutely did. Thank you. Alright, I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but that lady was very nice. She does not have an American accent, and she's still nice. As a Nebraskan, well, I wasn't raised as a Nebraskan. I was raised mostly in the system in Colorado in my youth. I already know that you don't have to be an American to be nice, and that being an American doesn't make you nice. Being from another country doesn't make you mean. And being a pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl doesn't make you God. Now, we didn't get the warm juice, or we didn't get the cold juice. We don't have to have it cold. Matter of fact, it could be detrimental to your health if it gets too hot. So I'm gonna, I guess, turn this off, and I'll see if I can find my pan. I'll chug me some apple juice, and we'll get back to business. I want you guys, if you can, look up the word Dean or Deans on my YouTube channel. There's a feller who's having some issues, and it's not right what he's going through. It's not right what the cops are putting him through, and it's not right that without social workers, these guys can do whatever they want. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. And remember, you are your brother's keeper. No victim left behind.